Three teenage friends were killed when their car crashed down a steep hillside on the peninsula. It happened sometime overnight. The car was found off Skyline Boulevard just south of Bear Gulch Road. Our Len Ramirez is near the scene and says the car was not found until hours after the accident. Len?
That's right, Veronica. This was just a horrific crash up here on Skyline Boulevard, and authorities this afternoon identifying the three fatalities. Those victims are 19-year-old Ricardo Torres of Redwood City, 18-year-old Andrew Gonzalez of Menlo Park, and 18-year-old Matthew Cruz of Redwood City. Investigators have been on the scene all day, gathering evidence to try and piece together how this accident happened. This was the fatal accident scene as investigators found it at about 7 in the morning, but the wreckage had been here for hours. The CHP says sometime overnight, the silver Hyundai with three young men inside left the southbound lanes of Highway 35, struck a tree, and rolled down a steep embankment.
All we know is that the three occupants all suffered fatal injuries, the 19-year-old driver and two 18-year-old passengers.
Witnesses tell KPIX that a frantic search began even before the crash was located. A search and rescue team reportedly used cell phone data to zero in on the location after one of the victims' phones pinged a tower at Highway 84 and Highway 35 and then dropped off.
It probably happened Tuesday night, and their family is probably worried sick that whole time, not knowing what happens.
Word of the tragedy spread to nearby shopkeepers who say this stretch of Skyline Boulevard has a dangerous reputation. The curvy, hilly highway attracts sports car drivers and motorcyclists, many of whom ignore the 40-mile-per-hour speed limit. At this point, no one knows what led to the accident, whether drugs or alcohol were involved. But locals say there are plenty of hazards, even for sober drivers.
Once it gets dark, it's the same thing. People just try to get from point A to point B with no consideration for the fact that there's tons of deer running, especially at this time of year. You know, every corner that you go around here is taking another chance.
Now, Skyline Boulevard was closed for most of the day to allow investigators to do their work. The CHP is asking anyone who may have witnessed this accident or may have seen anything suspicious either late last night or early this morning in this area to please give them a call. Reporting live on Skyline Boulevard, Len Ramirez, KPIX 5.